Hello, welcome along. Let's turn on this thing. Okay, I'm in two minds about this microphone thing. It's like, I like how quiet it is and it filters out my keyboards, but it's almost too quiet. It's like, without any background fuzz, things get weird. Anyway, welcome. Let's do some trainsing. Where are we? Where were we? Well, look at this wonderful, wonderful piece of technology. Look at that grid. Come on, doesn't get any better. So this is where we were at last week. Actually, that's not true. I also did this just to prove that we could draw something. And I believe the tracks look fine. Except the size is a little off, I think you'll agree. But there is a reason for that, and I actually did some research. So the tracks themselves look okay. We obviously need to implement some more methods, so like arc and things. That's tonight's job. I did a little bit of research on the track size being off, and what I discovered was, so we're not giving this canvas any size here. We are giving it a size in our CSS here, but the canvas needs proper size, proper width and height in order to know how big, relatively, how big relative to itself we expect things to be. So what we should be able to do is simply up here, we should just be able to set a height. Yeah, I don't want to set any of them. I want actual height. I want it to write the attribute. Is there a dot at her? That's a jQuery thing. Let's see if this works. Yeah, so we just call getHeight, and we do the same thing for width. So with a bit of luck, refresh properly. Yes. Okay. Cool. Problem number one. So that was easy. Does this? That's funny. It squishes. Yeah. Okay. So we should do that every time we resize the window, but we'll worry about that later. So there we go. That looks a lot better. Still, these still look fuzzy. Like, oh, can I not zoom? Oh, that's interesting. When I zoom, the canvas doesn't change. I can zoom this way. Does this work for streaming? Whoa. Okay. I have no idea. Hopefully you can see this. I can, but I can't see anything else. But they look grey, and the planks look black, but I'm pretty sure they're all black. Let's just double check that. Where would that be coming from? That would be our track renderer. So our plank paint is black, and our track paint is also black. That's fine. That's another thing we need to do as well. The paint style. We're not currently passing that in. So these get passed to drawRect, and in our drawRect function in here somewhere, yes, we're always calling stroke. So we need another parameter on there as well. So let's just start with this. So let's just start with this being a boolean, and we'll go if we should fill because JavaScript. Let's make sure it's a boolean, and I really should bring up the help again, but let's just assume the right things. Okay, so we need to pass that through. So our canvas wrapper, right here, drawRect. Okay, so we need to pass in a boolean. I wonder if you pass in a boolean or a string representation of a boolean. Let's start with a boolean. So this would be paint.style equals, no, hello, style, yep, equals fill. Okay, so that should work. That should fill in the gaps between the planks now. If I recompile. So how is everyone? How's your week? Anyone in Melbourne? Kids go back to school at home? Ours did. It was tough. Hey, that looks so much better already. In fact, that doesn't even look grey anymore. That's interesting. That looks really cool. Gosh, I hope you can see when I zoom like that. I really... be funny if I'm just getting this zoomed in picture of tracks and you're just, no, what? What are you doing? In fact, I'm going to stop doing it just in case. Because, yeah, maybe it doesn't work. I don't know. So, alright, let's draw an arc. Because that's an obvious one there that doesn't work. Did we implement that? I think we did. That would be in here. Yeah, okay. So arc2, xy, xy, xy. All right. Arc2. So there is an arc2 method. An arc size method. That's interesting. X1, Y1, X2, Y2, and radius. That's weird. That's really weird. I would expect an arc2 method to have only one set of coordinates because you're going to something, meaning wherever we currently are, that's our starting point. I'm surprised that has two sets of coordinates. There's an arc method. X, Y, radius, start angle, end angle, clockwise. Well, that's a little bit maybe closer because this anti-clockwise we have in direction. Arc size. I can't remember what that is. Is that the angle? Oh no, that's small and large. And then x-axis rotate. I'm guessing that's the amount to rotate. I have no idea. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to call this and maybe hope for the best. This only has one radius, but that's okay because we set this. Actually, let's double check. I'm pretty sure every time we call arc2, we always pass in the same thing for, yeah. So radius x and y, we always have the same. I really should clean up this API. In fact, like, yeah, this parameter is always 0. Is that seriously the only reference to arc2? Track render draw arc. I guess it is. Yeah, see, look at that. So we only ever call this here. It has the same two arguments in the first two parameters, and this one's always 0. So x-axis rotate is always 0. Oh, so that's the initial rotation. Okay. Small, I didn't see a JavaScript equivalent to. Counterclockwise there was. And then position and angle is x and y. So all we do here, we position, 0, 0. Okay, that actually might be a good thing. That kind of means that we're not doing fancy arcs. We're doing fancy rotations and translates to get our arc, like to get our drawing in the right spot. So that actually could help us. Because that essentially means I want x, y, I want a radius, but I don't care which. And then start angle and end angle. We don't really specify them. So what happens if we make them 0 and 90? And then anti-clockwise direction. What do we pass in for that? Probably just the toString. Direction.toString. So what's that gonna... Oh, well, there we go. We also only ever use counterclockwise. That's funny. All right, let's fix this up. So we can get rid of one of the radiuses. We can get rid of that because we maybe aren't using it. Hello, delayed notification. Sorry, I didn't tweet about it. I should have, but so I funny, well, not funny story. Boring life gets in the way story. I pressed start streaming, and then I remembered that I hadn't gone upstairs to tell my son it was time to stop reading and go sleep now. So I raced upstairs and then raced back down. I forgot to tweet. So yeah, let's get rid of this. Let's just clean this up. Okay, so we want x, y, one of the radiuses, and then let's just do direction. We'll do the same thing, equals counterclockwise, even though that's the only option for now. We do need to fix that. There's no reason I can't change. I shouldn't change this method as well, but I'll leave that for later. All right, x, y radius, and then clockwise. So x, y, one radius, oops, and no, it wasn't clockwise, it was counterclockwise. And that's pretty much XY thing, and then this is counterclockwise. That sounds fair. I did not mean to change anything there. Good. Let's see if that works. So welcome, Scott. What you missed is the size of the grid is better, and I filled in the rectangles here. So it is looking about 1 billion times better at the moment. I actually don't know. This could be the last thing I have to do that I didn't implement. I don't remember exactly. Refresh, come on. How do I force Edge to refresh? No, did it not build? Oh, one error. Using directive is unnecessary. Wait. Then why did it build before? Anyway, let's not think too carefully about things. Yes, it is. It does. It is looking. What I shouldn't tempt fate by saying this, but what I want to do, I think this is the last thing that I think this is the last thing that's missing from this. Oh, clip. I wonder why that's commented out. Okay, I probably need to finish clip, but apart from that, this is all filled in at least. So I'm hoping this. Oh, draw circle. Oh, okay, that's the thing. Well, I'm gonna leave draw circle because we don't use that in the real game. But what I want to do is hook up these tools, mouse events, and then I want to see if I can't get this publishing so that we can actually put this on the web, because that's what I want to do. Come on, refresh. All right, what's going on? No errors. All right, let's. Really? Draw arc. Where are we? Arc2 context dot arc. HTML canvas arc. Yeah. It's possible this is doing nothing, or it's doing something I don't want. Arc creates an arc. Oh, do I have to call stroke? I think arc2 is only in a path, but well, let's find out. I think I should be in a path, so in end path, draw path. Yeah, see that calls stroke. Come on. Alright, let's just make sure this reloaded. And sources. Squishy drains. Arc2. Yeah, it's really there. Alright. When in doubt, debug. So, X, hello. 12.5 by 0. 12.5 by 0. That sounds right, assuming we're translated to the right spot. Radius should be 40, I think. Hello. What is this? Oh, radius X. There we go. That should be called radius. Okay. We can fix that. Let's get rid of this. Whoa! Okay. So that's wrong, but at the same token, the starting points there are right. Hey, Chad, how are you? Welcome. How are things? The 0 and 9. Oh, the 90. That's not 90. It's radians. So it's pi divided by 2, which is like 1.8. Should make the arcs smaller at least. Come on, refresh. Really? Really? Counterclockwise. So they're going in the wrong direction. Oh, hang on. I think it is supposed to be... No, anti-clockwise, yeah. Let's just see what happens. Okay, they're going in the right direction. So that's weird. And those lines... What is going on? The 1.8 looks... how do you do... can you do math.py in JavaScript? Yeah, cool. Do it properly. All right, clearly there's a problem there. I wonder... So this line... This seems right. Is it then drawing the arc? And I've said to go clockwise, so yeah, that's going that way. Okay, so it's moving. I don't want it to move. I'm already there. But if I set this to 0, 0, are we somehow already in the right position or something? Oh, we are. Oh, actually, that's right. Because in here, that x and y... So x is always... Well, y is always 0 anyway. No, that doesn't make sense. That should be passed through. Okay, so 0, 0 works, and there's still this line here. And it's doing that before it draws the arc. What if we do this? Oh. No. I'm just guessing here. And the more I guess, the more I want Skier to support Blazor. Okay, that'll do. Ship it. There's some artifacts there. Hey, now that you folks are here in the chat, can you see that zoomed in, or does that just look the same to you? Is that just zooming on my local machine? I'm just using Windows Magnifier. There's a definite something there, which is weird because I don't even have clipping. But okay. Zoom works. Oh, cool. Okay, good. You know what I can do? I can, whoops, I can blow this up a little bit. And then I don't even need to zoom. Okay, so there's, it looks like after, no, before drawing the arc. Oh, is it going? No, I'm not going to guess what it's doing. So those arcs definitely look right. But there's definitely a line there that is not. So I'm guessing. So what are we doing here? We're moving to 0, 0. And then we're saying to draw an arc from 0, 0. Which is weird, because if we're... Okay, where's my, what is this? The x-coordinates of the center of the circle. Oh, okay, so I don't want to move to, no, so I don't want to move to x and y then. Don't tell me it's like y and x or something, no. So if that's the center, I want to move to the start point of my circle, that makes sense. Then I want to draw this 90 degree, from 0 to 90, assuming, because I've already rotated. So that's fine. Oh. I swear I had this code before and it didn't work. Maybe before I had y and x. Anyway, that looks cool. All right, let me put this back so it actually looks respectable. All right, we have tracks. That looks super, super good. I especially love how the curve track is still kind of off by one, even though it's now a whole different drawing system and a whole different platform. I love it. When I am bad at math, I am bad at maths in a platform agnostic way. Yeah. See, it's like it's almost not quite off by one. It's like these are anti-aliased and weird. Probably like these probably need to move over by half a pixel or something. These need to move down by half a pixel, and then it's probably going to be right. But well, doing that's kind of annoying because if I do that here, like here the angle, yeah. So here these line up. So if I add in half a pixel, that's going to be wrong, but this is going to be right. Yeah, this is so. I definitely just going to wait for Skier Sharp to support Canvas. Device scaling. Yes, my device scaling is at 150, I believe. I think that's here. Yeah, 150. Yeah, I mean that's why this looks. I'm assuming that's why this looks bigger than it should. Like this is for 40 pixels, but there's no way that's 40 pixels. Fix for JavaScript, do it. As in ignore desktop. I mean, you're probably right. I probably should. But not right now. First things first. Facility change for scale. Oh, did we? Oh, I do vaguely remember that. Why did I write a comment that says guff? Did I do that? Actually, that does make sense. I would do that. Did we add a 0.5 somewhere here? I do vaguely remember now that you mention it. Line 167. Thank you, Scott. Oh yes, offset to match. Oh, so we added a half. Oh, so when I said we should add a half, we should actually get rid of a half. Let's okay. Well, that should be straightforward to test. Oh, this building though. Building this is actually kind of annoying now. Like, you know, I'm assuming it's just packaging it all up for Blazor and stuff. This is brilliant. It's a thing of beauty. That is great. So okay, hang on. So is this one now? Let me build that. Is this one now gonna be out of whack? I'm gonna have to remember to come back and fix this when we do skier. That does look great. I will admit. That looks fantastic. Ooh. Oh no. What happened to my tracks? Don't you hate it when that happens? This looks great now too. Oh, what's the bet? Okay, you know what it probably was? There was probably added for like an offset in WinForms that was probably never needed when it went to WPF. Ah, dear, that little 0.5 just been there the whole time, causing trouble. This is still weird though because the horizontal tracks. No, actually, the horizontal tracks look alright, but the vertical tracks they're thinner, but they're drawn by the exact same code, so it's not, like, well, at least it's supposed to be drawn by the same code. Oh, that looks. Let me just improve both. Wait, why did my tracks not load then? No, now they do. Who cares? Okay, cool. So I think, interestingly, I haven't. Let's get rid of this probably. Interestingly, I haven't done clipping, and that's interesting because I mean, I guess that just means that my code is well behaved and doesn't draw outside of bounds, but it hasn't broken anything to put it in. Probably should. All right, cool. So what we need to do is hook these things up and then hook up some mouse events, and then I think we can get onto the DevOps portion of the show as we try to actually publish a Blazor site. And then ideally, I want to publish it to GitHub Pages because I'm a cheap bastard, and that's free. So, all right, let's check this in. Let me remove this first. There we go. Cool. So, what do we need to do here? We want to do some menu. So if we inject the game, the fact that we're doing singletons in our DI means it should be exactly the same game. And then on. That's what I want. On. Click. Look at that. Can I insert a... Nope. Let me try this again. On click. Sets an on click. Can I just press tab? I want you to generate me one. Oh. All right. Wait. Let me actually read that. To the provider string or delegate value. Delegate value should be of type mouse event args. Okay. So what I don't know is how does it how do I find out which tool it is? I guess sender mouse event args. No red squiggles. Except for that one because I didn't type mouse event args. Okay, red squiggle. From method group to event callback. To the documentation. How to pass arguments to onClick function. Exactly. So onClick at test. Oh, you just call them? No. Oh no, this is the... I always do this. I go to Stack Overflow and I read the first code sample, but it's inevitably in the question, not the answer. Okay. Try it with a lambda. You're binding the onClick to the result of the function rather than the function itself. Oh. Okay. That's cool. So here I just pop in some code that says, what does it do? It takes an E. It says game dot current tool equals tool. Maybe. Oops, that's supposed to be a close bracket. Maybe. Component attributes do not support complex content. Button at onClick. That looks the same. It was edited on April 10th, so it's probably not horribly out of date. OnClick was updated in this. Oh, that just takes... Okay, there's no object center. So I was close. Hmm. Ah, here we are, lambda expressions. Yeah, that should work. Game.current tool. Mixed C# and markup. I'm not mixing C# and markup. Do I need to just do this? No. So anyone done any Blazor? All right. Well, let's see if we go. Maybe it didn't like the underscore game. Oh, doing brackets. Oh, there we go. Okay, it's happy now. Did I really just... No? Okay, that's working. Oh. There's no current tool. Oh, hang on. There's no current tool. Wait a minute. How do we... Oh, that was in the delegate. That's not in the game, is it? Ah, okay. That's interesting. That's interesting. So I just need this to be the current tool is essentially just in the web front end, but I need to set it not here in the index because this is what's going to have the on mouse events. Ooh, so how do I do that? Ha, I have no idea. Let's see. Pass variable? Sure. From one razor view to another in Blazor. Pass data between pages. No, I don't want to do it between pages. Between components. Let's try that, in fact. Pass between components. Communicate between components. Excellent. Service, yeah. I mean, I could create a service that holds this information, I guess. That would not be the worst thing in the world. Apparently I can phone a friend. Cascading a state container. That sounds good. Oh, I could have an event handler. That's interesting. Cascading values. Child content. Tab container, tab component. Ooh, cascading parameter. This is a new and interesting world. And state. Yeah, I kind of feel like this is actually probably the best way to go. This is close, but the problem here is these aren't actually child and parent components. These are both two individual components on a page. So, yeah, I guess I'm just going to have a state. That's all right. That's not the worst thing in the world. So we need a class. Where do we put classes? Just in here, I guess. And shall call it game state. And we shall inject some game state. And we will say state dot current tool equals tool. And we'll not offer to generate ourselves a property. Tool. All right, so not happy, non-nullable. Fine. Okay, so we're setting the tool. That's good. Set the default tool. Yeah. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess this could take in the ordered list of tools. Yeah, that makes sense. Current tool equals hoist. Does that, excuse me, does that allow me to be non-nullable? It does. Nice. All right. Cool. So that's game state. That's setting the state. We don't need that. And then over in our index, I'm going to inject the state here. All right. So then we need on mouse down. What did we do? I think we want move, don't we? Yes. And we're going to do a... Well, let's see what's in this event args thing. E dot button. Yes, look at that. Is it an enum? No. It's a long. Okay. So, wait, 0? Really? How do you know if no button is down? Okay. Maybe mouse move is different in JavaScript? Is that an enum? No. Okay. Well, let's hope for the best. So then what do? We do game board. No, we go state. This is clearly not working. This is so annoying. Every now and again, the Razor editor gets into this wonky state where it's lost whatever it's lost, and it is not happy. I think we do state.current.execute, and then where are we? Execute takes a column and a row. Okay. You know what? I'm going to rip off this code from here, where I wrote it. Pretty much that. Yep. Okay. So we need a pixel mapper. Is that a rendering thing, I guess? Yep. Pixel mapper. And this has got to be e.x. e dot client x. That sounds good. Which is a double. So I will convert it to an int. Client y. Don't need that. That should work. This is state, and this goes away. Alright, I'm going to trust that this works and just ignore the editor for a second. Come on. Okay, it does work. A namespace should not directly contain. What the? What the what? That's surprising. If I close the editor, do those errors go away? No. Oh, they do. Okay, so maybe they weren't real. So if we refresh this. No, I mean, let's refresh this. No, okay, it hasn't built. Ah, dear. Come on, build. Go. Do your thing. Aha. Oh, dot value. Okay, that's good. All right. Oh, look at that. We have coloring again. The editor is happy. Rejoice. I know they are working on making this better. I've heard people talk about it. I don't know if they've talked publicly, but there you go. I've just revealed secrets. We're fixing bugs. Who would have thought? Okay, that's not surprising. I'm betting that's a null reference exception because I forgot to check null something, even though I'm assuming it's not. Cannot provide a value. Nothing registered for game state. Oh, yes, right. Okay, that makes sense. I can't inject that because I either need to manually do it. Or let's just do it. I can either do this, or I can just make an implement an interface and then it'll get picked up by my DI. But yeah, that's okay. I probably. What am I doing there? Oh, null storage. Yeah, like that program thing is really only for null storage, but that's okay. Refresh. Track. Oh. Okay. I'm not rendering ever. I've just remembered. So we need a render loop. But just for now, let's just do this. I can't do that because I don't have a canvas. Now I do. Oops. Yeah. All right, let's see if that works. That's actually not bad, since we have the init method that does everything anyway. Will we get drawing? Yeah, okay, so I need a render loop, which is fine. I will do that in... whoa. Well, that answers my question about mouse move. So that's good. Guessing client X is also the wrong thing. And I love this creep that it's going. Is it doing it by itself, or is it just when it draws? So every time I render, we're moving down and to the right by 1 pixel. How? Like how does this how do these bugs happen? 3D trains, yeah, kind of. It's 2D trains on the 3D surface. Okay, so right. Well, you know what? I feel vindicated because this felt wrong. Like, oh, of course, buttons are gonna be 0. Wait, unless I read it wrong. Middle button is 1, right button is 2, left button equals 0. Like, are they just lying? I bet you there's an asterisk somewhere. Oh, look here, left button equals 1. What? Okay, either this is wrong or mouse move is special. But either way, let's go with that, shall we? And then why would be creep? Well, why would we be doing the creep, as they say? Client X, local DOM content coordinates. Is that? I mean, I'm assuming that's relative to the canvas, but maybe not. Maybe that's relative to the page itself. Also, that performance wasn't exactly stellar, was it? Come on. Oh, yeah. I meant to change that to a 1. My bad. Oh, need to rebuild. The Blazor life. The Blazor life is unglamorous at first. Okay, refresh. Okay, we can now freely move our mouse. That's good. Okay, that's fair. That wouldn't work. Drag a bit. All right, so clearly our X and Y there is wrong because we need it relative to the canvas, and that's giving it to us relative to the browser window because the gap between my mouse cursor and the trains looks like it's about the gap between the left-hand panel there. Still doing the 3D trains thing, but this is actually consistent-ish. Like it's drawing. It skips a bit there. All right, okay, I can work with this. So I want this. Do I just go minus? I want minus the canvas position on the screen, but I can't get that in C# in Blazor. How do can I do that? Get element position. Blazor, just include a keyword in your search term so Google knows what you're doing. Unclick how to get HTML element. Yeah, actually more interested in mouse move. Coordinates relative to, well, canvas. Why not? Real mouse position in canvas. Does this mention? It doesn't. Doesn't mention Blazor anywhere, but that's okay. Get bounding client rect. Yeah, see, I can do that, but it's just more JavaScript. It's probably not the worst thing in the world. Oh, an element reference. JS interop. Yeah, great. Right, or oh no, it's index. Yeah, pass it through. Wait, what was that? I mean, maybe this isn't what you're supposed to do with Blazor, or not what Blazor's for, but like it can interact with the DOM, right? Surely that's so ref. So we can set up a field to hold a reference to it. That's cool. Whoa, what the? Okay, so that generates some wacky ID. Fine. That's okay. Ah, it's still JavaScript runtime though. So it still uses JS interop to access the DOM. That's interesting. I mean, I could see them not putting like every property and method of every HTML element on this element reference, but it'd be kind of nice. Let's face it. Do not use element references too soon. Goodness me. Okay. Huh. Actually, you know what? There was a Blazor Canvas extension, I think it was called. I wonder if they do it. Does this have mouse events? Yeah, look at that element reference. Height and width. Doesn't do. Nope. I'm not reading that. Okay. Alright. I'm kind of ready to go up now. And initialize canvas context manager. Yeah, so this has a whole bunch of JavaScript it deploys down. So, okay, I guess JavaScript interrupt is the way to go. That's cool. Okay, no worries. I will get to that. So what we need to do is I wonder if it's even worth having the event handler in the Blazor side of things, because we're going to get this event in Blazor, then we have to call JavaScript so that we can call it to call back again. Excuse me 1 second. So, thank you very much. Yeah, okay, so what we want, okay, let's do this. Oh, I can't even extract, bloody hell. All right, so client X, client Y. Let's just start with that. Now what I want to do is cast those to int. Oh no, the Blazor editor doesn't have column select. Okay. What I want to do is basically go x minus equals canvas dot oh, I can do it. If I'm using canvas dot width and height there, I can just go canvas dot, let's say, I don't know what to call it. Client X, I guess. Yeah, let's just do that. Okay, fine. There'll be a bit of asynchronitude in there, but that's okay. Client Y. So, how do we do width and height. So they're just properties. We set them here. Okay, cool. So I can just add. So these things, will they change? Well, they will change when the browser is resized, but I need to redo this when the browser is resized anyway. So for now, this should work. And client Y. And I kind of wish I knew. I mean, eventually I should probably work out how to get all 4 of these things back in one go. Get client X, client Y. All right. So that's not the worst thing in the world. Just set up this object right at the start. And then on resize, I can just call this again. So get width and height become X, Y, and then what was the it was like get client bounding this thing, get bounding client rect. Is that a is that a canvas or is that a context? Element. Okay. All right. Client rect dot x, I guess. Yeah. All right. Let's try that. So we're getting client x, client y from there. We subtract that there, pass it in. All right. So that should work. So now the only other thing, this scope creep thing we're getting. I mean, if that's the save and restore, I don't actually know what I can do about that because I'm just saving and restoring. That's very strange. Like if we're translating by a single pixel, but then not translating back again, I'd be boom. I'd be surprised. Okay, the methods are there. That's good. What's the exception? JSON value could not be converted to system.in32. Oh, okay. Don't suppose anyone wants to tell me what the JSON value is. Nope. Okay, let's make it int. Let's make mine a double. As they say in bars everywhere. No, let's not make mine a double. Oh yes, let's make mine a double. Okay. Now, interestingly, I think that's now moved up and to the left by 1 pixel. Well, we've got... Oh. No, we don't. Wait, before the scope creep, is that... Well, that's weird. What the... Oh, I didn't click track. Oh, that's interesting. So without even setting a tool, this is creeping its way on down. Okay, can I put a train somewhere? Oh, I can. That works. Like we're not drawing, but it works. Okay, so what we're getting? That's really weird. So every time we call, oh no, actually no, that does make sense. Yeah, because the pointer tool says it's always valid, so it's always going to redraw. Yeah, okay, that's fine. So every time we call render, we're creeping our way down the board. That's very strange, but we'll go with it. One thing I do want to do in this menu kind of want to highlight this as well. Let's worry about that later. Okay, we need a game loop. Where are we putting a game loop? Let's just put the game loop in here. And I don't know what type of timer I want, so which one did I use here? None, apparently. Where was my game loop? Here, timer. This is a system.threading. Okay. I wonder what thread issues we'll have here. Timer, new timer, sure, tick, null, 0 and 16 was it? Oh, do we inject a timer? Oh no, here. Oh yeah, 0 and 16. Okay. Oh no, I'm just using Lambda, that's fine. Alright. So 16. Our timer delegate is I think it's just that. And now the editor is gone. Bug on me again. What's the timer callback when it's at home? It is a void object state. Excellent. So there we are. Now in theory, as soon as I build this, if indeed it builds, let's close the editor window just in case. When I refresh the page, oh yeah, okay. Fair enough. There you go. When I refresh the page, this should just start creeping slowly down. Oh, constructor. Yeah, see, I don't think you can do a constructor. Actually, it'd be kind of fun to find out. Let's go poke at Blazor, shall we? So if we go into here, what we will see is an object directory, and somewhere in here, we should see our real index.razor. Blazor, nope, razor. Here we are, pages, index.razor. So if we look at this, this is what is generated from our code. I would assume that there's a constructor in here, and that therefore we can't generate one. Partial, and it's partial. That's interesting. Yeah, so, well, this doesn't specify a constructor. I wonder if we're allowed to just specify a constructor. Protected. Okay. Hasn't complained yet. In fact, I'm gonna do that one. Get rid of this. Oh, let's see if that works. No errors. It's building. Is my... Oh, did I close it? Where's my generated code now? No. That's weird. The name grid does not exist in the current context. Either that has not generated anything, like it's ignored the construct. No, that's, yeah, see, this isn't up to date. So I'd say the generation failed on the constructor there. I can't imagine why grid wouldn't be up to date. I mean, it's just it's property. Yeah, I would say the generation failed there. It probably didn't like my didn't like my constructor, but I'm not sure how you would find that out. Errors from generators should just be in the error list. Anyway, doesn't matter. We can just put this in here. That'll do. Because we don't even, in fact, we kind of don't even really need a field to store it either. We can just kind of, oh, maybe it would have worked. I just had the wrong variable. Grid, not game. I mean game, not grid. Anyway, we should probably see if we can get things working. Okay, so that, excellent. The game loop is working. So that's good. I kind of feel like I should stop that because my CPU is just going to melt slowly, constantly drawing. Oh dear, why are you offset by 1 every time? Why? Are we clipping 0, 0, 40? Oh, that's drawing the first cell. Hey, wait, translating? What do I... Is F9 not place breakpoint? I guess not. Translate to 1, 1. Well, actually, let's just double check. Maybe with a HTML canvas, you need to save before you do even the first translate. That actually maybe makes sense. If the first thing we're doing is translating to 1, 1, and we never translate back, and we didn't call save, that actually maybe makes sense. I'm just going to close that tab. Okay, hang on a second. Where is... Yeah, maybe actually, are we clearing? Maybe that's the difference. Because in Skier, I believe, not this one, in Skier, where's Skier? Yeah. In here, there is an actual clear method in, replaces all pixels. I wonder if that also resets everything. Whereas in JavaScript, there was no clear, and I'm just drawing a rectangle. Which is interesting. That, arguably, that is technically showing up a bug in that we're translating before we save. So let's find out, shall we? That's got to be in, I don't even know. Grid renderer? No. Game? Yeah, there we are. Translate 1 to 1. So if I just put in a save in there and a restore. Also, yeah, okay. I that could be a WinForms thing as well, that we're translating to 1 to 1. I seem to vaguely remember, but that seems unnecessary. That's really interesting that the JavaScript port maybe showed up a bug we had because there's no clear. Oh, look at that. Peaceful, unmoving grids. And we can draw trains. It is slow. Wow. That's actually surprisingly slow. Oh, it's getting worse too. Oh dear. Okay. uh, um, So that's a problem that I don't know how to tackle right now. Train, click, no, mouse down a bit. There's a train. The train moves. The train has no color. So I think there was another thing missing from my JavaScript implementation. But boy, is that slow. Look how slow that white glob is moving. Um, there's a performance thing here, right? Record. It would be a shame if this was all just too slow and Blazor WebAssembly was a non-starter. Like, not that I'm blaming Blazor, but like the interop and the drawing. Uh, I wouldn't. Yeah, I kind of wouldn't be surprised. Like every 16 milliseconds, we're firing a timer that has to do a bunch of JavaScript interop. So, scripting, excellent. Uh, I've never actually used this view and I don't really know how to do it. So, a function call, run microtasks, pump message, background exec. Ooh. Like, what is that? What is 5387? No idea. I mean, I love that I can get flame graphs or everything, but yeah. Yeah, look at that. So it took 1.14 seconds to run the timer, which fires every 16 milliseconds. Um, it's still going. God, look at that. It's still crawling along there. That's clearly a problem, right? Uh, um, yeah, like that 622 milliseconds. Invoke runtime. Wait, is that interop? Interp. I would like to see even one of the things in this call stack actually be something I recognize. Oh yeah, click path or path. Okay, so there's the actual JavaScript running. And all of this is mono. Oh man. That kind of sucks. Pump message. Okay. All right, let's try one thing. That at least works. I wonder if it's better because all that drawing stuff was actually pretty quick. Let's do the timer in JavaScript, which means we need this JS invocable thing. I was playing around with the first time we tried Blazor, and yep, JS invocable. Okay, static, excellent. So static. Bugger. Um, yep, static. It will be called from the JavaScript function CS method. Ah, dear. Static is very annoying. Static is very, very annoying. Call function class from JavaScript. I mean, I could hack it with static. JavaScript functions from DOM methods. I could hack it, but I don't want to. Static .NET. Instance method call. Here we go. Okay. Pass the .NET instance by reference to JavaScript. Make a static call to .NET object reference.create. Okay. Objref. That's instance. And then we pass that to the JavaScript function called sayHello, which is here. Okay. Okay, so .NET Object Reference .create this, and then I init that and that and that. Excuse me. Reference. Okay. So in init, wait, what is this? This is a .NET Object Reference. Okay. Works for me. So that's a .NET Object Reference of T. And so I need to pass that to JavaScript. Init. Pass that in. Hello. Type T must be a reference type in order to use it. Oh, okay. That happy? Identify object contains type name. No, it doesn't. Don't be silly. Oh, fine. Razor view. Okay, so then over in script world, now in it, so here, what do I want to do? I want to call setInterval this dot. Let me see this kind of redraw. No, it's not even this dot redraw. It's razor view dot dot invoke method async. Interesting. Redraw. Timeout is 16 milliseconds. That's it. I don't know about that. I'm going to do this because I'm like that. Okay, so that should call that every 16 milliseconds, which sounds like a lot for... We're still doing JavaScript interop here. Okay, so then say hello. Where's my say hello? Okay. Publishing, okay. So public void, it's not actually async, so that's good. Redraw, and we just go canvas dot, no, game dot render canvas. I think that is all right. Request animation frame. Is this a canvas thing or a browser thing? Window.request animation frame. What is this? Method tells the browser you wish to perform an animation. So I call request animation frame, and then I give it a function that does the drawing. Step. Oh, and then I call it again at the end. Okay. Instead of a timer. Okay. I can do that. Let's just see if this whole wacky interop worked, because there's a lot of backwards and forwards here, and I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't work. Oh, I have painting. I have tracks. It is no more responsive than it was before. Okay, did it update anything? Hello? How long does each timer fired? No, see, I'm betting. Did this not reload properly? Oh no, it did. Beginning vote.net from JS. That's interesting. So it knows the timer fired. Well, I mean, like the timer fired shows up in the exact same way, even though now it's a timer from a completely different thing. I guess that makes sense. They're both just system timers. Okay, so we're invoking the method. It got faster, like 217 milliseconds down from 600. That's great. But it's nowhere near 16. So I guess the theory with request animation frame is that it won't happen too quickly. Is that what you're suggesting, or whatever? Let's find out. Okay, so request animation frame. Oh, okay. And then we just call that like that. Oh, I guess I need that to be a redraw. No, what? Redraw. Oh, I'm about to do the thing I love most about dynamic languages. Is I'm going to call myself from myself, even though at the time of writing that code, this doesn't exist yet. Oh dear. Too good. Too good. Okay, let's see if this works. It doesn't. Because maybe I'm being too dynamic. Could not find canvas. Okay, no, so it started too early. Oh, I still did that in... That's interesting, because I still did that in init. Could not find canvas in window. Where are you looking for I mean... Oh, wait a minute. That old thing where it means I've got a syntax error in my JavaScript. Hello. Missing bracket after argument list. Oh, that's a squiggly. Uh-huh. Okay. We have drawing. How fast is it? Oh, it's still chunky. All right, let's check the performance. 262. I think that's worse than it was before. Animation frame. I mean, I guess that's better than the, like it's neater than a timer. But at the same time, yeah, like this. Oh, that zooms. This 400 milliseconds. That's pretty crappy. And it is all just in mono. Which is a big, big shame because that kind of implies that WebAssembly is just not fast enough. Oh, but I don't want to write JavaScript code. I want to write C Sharp. It's not slow at the start. Actually, let's do that. Let's just check that. So, term, track, record, stop. How fast is it at the start? Yeah, see, that's weird. Like, they definitely get way longer. I guess the more stuff there is to draw, the more backwards and forwards it's doing. Um, yeah, it would be really interesting to see how this works with Skia. Is this is essentially going backwards and forwards, JavaScript .NET for every single call. But at the start here, like 45 milliseconds to draw the grid is not bad. I wonder if I can see, this is where what needs to happen here is build up an enormous string in .NET and then just send it over to JavaScript and say, yeah, do all of that work. Because we don't actually need this to happen live. Indeed. How crazy an idea is that? That's kind of what path does, doesn't it? A list of commands, yeah. That's kind of what it needs. And so then these commands, where did that happen? Draw path here. This still does lots of invoking. If that command's built up a list of actual JavaScript function calls, that might be interesting. Very slow right now. I'm using Canvas and manipulating by JS interrupts. Yes, correct. 100 times. Yes, this person. But what's the answer? Sorry. We'll have to probably use, but I think your approach to JavaScript code and C# strings far from perfect. Yes, fine. Do not ever use eval. Yeah, well. Yes, you may ask something. A problem with a button that won't close a div, and I can't do it. I also have a code bit for it. I mean, you're welcome to post the code pen, but boy, am I not a front-end developer. But yeah, you're welcome to host the code pen, and I can have a look. I can guess. I can guess. It will have a small number of high-level JS functions that combine a lot of errors. Yeah, that's true. But I don't want to re-implement all of my tractor encode in JavaScript. Do I? No, I don't. Unmarshaled interop. Oh, how do I do unmarshaled interop? Oh, is that eval? Let's have a look at this code pen. A button that won't close a div. What do you mean by won't close a div? There's a button. Button that won't close a div. Do you mean it won't make it go away when you click it? Because there's no JavaScript. Or are you assuming this data close thing is supposed to do that? That seems like something from a framework that is not referenced here, maybe. I'm definitely not good at JavaScript frameworks, so if that's the case, I don't know. The HTML looks fine to me. Yeah, I'm guessing this data close pop-up thing, you're expecting this to make this go away, but yeah, that's out of my depth if that is. Yeah, that's out of my depth as to how you would do that. If that's a JavaScript framework, I would do it by going document get element by ID pop-up dot style dot display. Oop, can't see. Display equals none. I mean, I don't know if that worked, but it did something. Yeah, sorry. I feel like I'm out of my depth with that one. But Yeah. I would. Is it okay to leave reload? That's an odd pop-up. I would. Yeah, I would be using JavaScript, but that's probably me, and it's probably a bad answer if you're using a framework. But if you're not using a framework, then maybe that's why. Um, hmm. So I didn't use framework. Yeah, okay. So I mean, essentially, what you're trying to do is not a built-in function of HTML or JavaScript. So the the data close pop-up thing, that there's probably a JavaScript UI framework out there that has that notion, but there's a whole bunch of code that will be running, scanning for your elements, looking, finding that button, finding that data close attribute, and hooking up all the code. So unless you're using that framework, you essentially have to write that code yourself. Um, it As to whether it's worth using a framework or not, that's kind of, I mean, I don't feel like I can really talk to that because it depends on your skills and what you know. If you don't know much JavaScript, it's probably worth it. But then any framework has a learning curve, so yeah, that's a difficult one to answer. Blazor.register function. I think this is guys dreaming, right? Yeah, Val is evil. Well, be able to buy work. Dynamic script execution. Okay, so I'm thinking that I'm gonna have to do something like this, or what I'm assuming this is somewhere. No, maybe not. Yeah, this is just in function, invoking functions. Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna need to. I think there needs to be less invoking if this is gonna work. There kind of just needs to be one big invoke at the end, which is not the worst thing in the world because I've kind of kind of got that. What is that? Oh, that's my phone going off. There we go. It was like this weird sound. Um, yeah, let's try it. We can be dodgy, and it's probably not going to take long, but we don't need that. So in it, we will leave, but for everything else, we essentially want to do. What do we? Oh, you need that syntax. Ugh. I'm making a helper method. We want to add command and commands dot add. Okay. So what we want to do, no thing takes two arguments. Oh, yes, right. Tuples. Tuple tuples. So all of this becomes calls to add command. Ah, and then when do we actually draw? Okay. So, no, game. We get given a canvas. Restore. Okay. Okay. What are we calling this? We're calling this the save stack pointer, and it is equal to 0. And every time we save the canvas, we will increment this. And every time we restore our canvas, we will decrement it. Doesn't matter when. And if we get back to 0, then time to draw. And this is where we're going to do our interop. No, it's not. This is where we're going to do our interop. Okay. Now, so is there any batch operations on here? No. Invoke void async. Oh, it's even an extension method? That's interesting. Oh, it just does an await and doesn't return anything. Ah, that's kind of funny. Okay. Nothing much to it then, but to async builder state machine. This is just badness. Showing me too much code here. Applies time at this operation. Invoke async, yeah. No, okay. So it looks like I'm just going to have to send all of this along to a function. Wait. Let's have a look at this. Is it Microsoft.js interop? How does this work? It's archived. Where is it now? There it is. No, it's not. Extensions. Oh, where would they move to? Oh, they just moved to ASP.NET Core. Hey, guessed right. Okay. Invocable impression. No, this isn't gonna be helpful. Just curious how this works in the in here essentially. So I suppose we invoke method. No, that's for invoking .NET methods. No, .NET from JS. Nope, other way around. This is not helpful at all. Invoke JS from find JS function. Oh god, look at that. Oh man, I have never used this GitHub feature before because it doesn't support C#. This is awesome. Okay, so no, this actually has to be a function. It's doing proper things. Good for it. I'm not gonna. Yeah, no, I don't suppose I could call this. Because essentially, this is exactly what I want to do. I want to send through a collection of these through and just call this JS call dispatcher. Let's just play with this a second. Are we in some kind of namespace here? .NET. Okay. Yeah, this could be good. I could just serialize all this stuff to an array. See, it's nice and fast now because it's not drawing anything. And then if I can call, whoops, dot, I can. Ooh, look at this. JS call the scratcher dot begin invoke. No, I don't want begin. I want to invoke JS from .NET, and I want to invoke, what was it, canvas dot clear. Did it have a capital C? I can't remember. Nope. Canvas dot clear. I want to pass in red. Oh no, JSON. Okay. What is it? Color? Is it called? Is it color? Okay. Color red. Oh no, wait. Oops. We need talking marks there. Oh. Okay, that kind of didn't work. I mean, it's black. Would it know the name of that parameter? Is this actually an array with one element called red? Yes. Hey, hacking things. All right. So all I need to do here then is JS runtime.invoke void. This is .NET. Let's just copy it. It's running away from me. That. And then the args this thing takes is, whoops. It takes the command item 1, and then it takes, what does it take? It takes a JSON string. All right, let me work out how to do that. So, we have item 2 is a JSON, is an array, and I want to serialize that. So system.text.json dot JSON serializer, serialize value. Yeah, that'll do. Under item 2, input type is an object array. Let's see what that does. So that, okay, so if this works, now this won't be, oh no, this is the wrong thing. Okay, so yeah, okay, let's see if this works. This won't be any faster because this is still doing one invoke for every command. But if it works, then it kind of maybe proves my point that I can pass all this junk over. I just need to serialize this whole shebang, which really means I need better names than item 1 and item 2. Okay, so I'm expecting this to crash. Oh my god. Okay, so this should be just as slow. It's actually slower. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I can handle that. That's hilarious. Hilarious. Okay, so yeah, so no, I need one. I want one. Not Jason. I want one call to this. So I want to invoke a method called canvas.render. And it takes as parameters, what does it take? It takes, I just have to serialize this whole thing, don't I? Well, let's do this and hope that the serialization works nicely. No idea what this is going to do. Okay, so where's my JavaScript? Render. Data, because that's all it is. So this should be an array. And I can't remember how to do looping through arrays. It's like that, I think. And so then .NET dot. Ugh, I've lost it again. Did I have it? No. Now I've removed it. Damn it. Bugger. Oh, hang on. Control Shift V. No. Okay, what about Windows V? Yay, found it. Okay. So we want to invoke from JS thing.command and thing.args. Oh, let's see if that works. And it probably doesn't because I don't know how to loop in JavaScript anymore, but I'm pretty sure that's going to loop through too many things. Or do I need to get... Yeah. So it's clearly not working. Interestingly, it's not erroring either. So let's just put a breakpoint here. Right, what's data? It's a bunch of empty things. Okay. Out of curiosity, what's the thing? 0. Oh, yeah, okay, so this is the index. Nope, this is just always 0. That doesn't really help me, does it? Okay, so our serialization's not working. Let's try... No, let's try this. From... Let's try this. Command. Let's do that command. Maybe it can't read the names off a value tuple, which actually probably makes sense because I'm not sure where they go, whether they go anywhere. Yeah. All right. Let's see if that works. Add a little structure to our structure. Okay, that hasn't worked. Oh, hello. But we get commands, save, args, empty array. That looks good. That looks really good. Okay, so what's thing? Still 0. And now, still 0. All right. Oh, data's a string. Oh, okay. So I need to deserialize that. Oh dear. Okay, so this is what is it? JSON.parse. All right. Let's try. That one. Refresh. Now what's thing? Still 0. Still 0. Okay, let's have a look at this. What is JSON.parse data? Oops. So there are 700 things. That looks great. I clearly don't know how to do a loop in JavaScript. So what's the thing? Still 0. That's at least the first one, but it's not incrementing. All right, fine. I'm through. It's come to this. That's Java. Yeah, that makes sense. Use a for loop. Oh, for each. Ha. Okay, that's what I want. Okay, so we go. Data. And we just want item. And this is item. Okay. Let's try that one. Refresh. Whoa, didn't work. The input does not contain any JSON tokens. Missing close bracket after argument list. Yep. Okay, it didn't draw. It didn't hit any breakpoints. Okay, there's our data. Typo. Commands. Run. Are we... What are we doing here? Oh, unhandled error. The input does not contain any JSON tokens. What? Is that where I'm serializing my JSON? Must be. Base URI. No, that's not. Oh, okay. There we are. Commands. Looks good. Item.command is canvas.save. Oh, this is looking good. Items arg. Okay. Let's run it. Oh, come on. Why didn't that work? I really wanted it to work. Surely that should have been enough. All right. That does look good though. Let's put a breakpoint on here, for example, and see if that gets hit. I keep forgetting I don't have to reload anymore because we got a timer. No, okay, so this isn't actually calling our method. All right. So we would like to invoke canvas.save with an empty array. Let's step into that. And pretty print. Ah, dear. I really don't enjoy stepping through other people's code, but okay. So P of E, I'm guessing, is cache. It is looking up the cache, and then apply will call that F of T. Formatted. Oh, is this a string? Is T supposed to be a string, I wonder? Let's step out of that. Step into F. Yes, okay. So that's parsing the JSON, so that needs to be a string. So we have done this. So this one we need to JSON dot stringify, which is kind of hilarious in its own way. Yeah, actually, let's do this instead. Let's do serialize. Let's serialize that instead. And then that'll be a string. And so this will work. Yeah, makes sense. So I don't know whether this is the content you came for, watching someone deserialize and serialize JSON strings backwards and forwards, but hey, I'm enjoying it. Hopefully you are too. All right, you know what? Hope for the best. Be a grid. Yes, it's a grid. How slow is it? Ah, oh, why is it so slow? How have I made it even slower? All right. No. Go away, breakpoints. Come on, there's only one interop now. All right, start this again. Go to the performance tab. Record, drag, stop. Didn't even finish dragging. Ah dear. 751. This is slower than. Why? Is it now because I'm like passing over so much data? Is that the fun bit? Oh, we've still got that interop dance because we're coming to and from. I don't know whether that matters. I wonder if now we should move back to having a JavaScript time. I mean a .NET timer. How did this get worse? Oh, there's just like I can't even see the drawing code anymore. I don't know where it is. It's all just mono. um, hmm. Oh, that's really annoying. How did it get worse? Begin invoke .NET from JavaScript. Yeah, but maybe. I mean, that does seem a bit silly, right? Starting this from JavaScript only to send it back over to .NET. Let's put this back, and at least now we're only going in one direction. We're going to render everything, and we're going to send one JS interop, and I, I feel like I should have had a spreadsheet keeping track of the times for all these options. Okay, so this now, see, like even just mousing over there feels so slow. Why? Right, refresh, track, performance, draw some tracks. God, it's really not happy when you actually monitor the performance either. 800 milliseconds, even worse again. Runtime interop invoker, exit like that. Somehow that stack looks nicer because it's not coming. We've removed one of the bits of interrupt. Potentially, tasks timers have a terrible performance hit in mono. But all right, what happens if I just refresh this and record as soon as we get the grid? Because these initial frames weren't too bad. Okay, 159 milliseconds. That's worse than it was. Like I think we were seeing like 45. before, but that is, I can't really explain what's going on. Like drawing should be fast once you're in JavaScript world, unless the dynamic. Well, no, see that invoke thing is cached, so all those methods should be cached, and that once you're in JavaScript, that should be fast enough. I hope, but it's just not. I really don't know what to do about this. Like it's pretty much unusable. And I definitely don't understand why it's now slower than it was when we were doing lots and lots of, like with lots and lots of invokes. At least it was like initially it kept up, but this is just terrible. What are we? What am I doing? Are we doing something wrong? Are we doing something wrong? I mean, I guess with this timer, potentially these calls are overlapping. So I could try to. Can you stop? Oh, you can't. Change period. Specify timeout.infinite to disable periodic. Oh, no, what is that? Timeout dot. I don't know what timeout is. Oh, system.threading.timeout.infinite. Okay. Infinite. Cool. Okay, so let's turn off the timer, and then turn it back on again. No idea if that'll do anything, but at least, yeah. I mean, that maybe if .NET's constantly firing these timers, this render call doesn't necessarily block. No, it ain't much difference. Hmm. I mean, we could have separate canvases, one for tracks, one for trains, one for the grid. The grid just needs to render once, never needs to render again. Like, but there's so much work, like in the whole thing to get that working, because it's not remotely how this editor is annoying me. It's not remotely how the drawing is set up. um, what on earth are we going to do about poor performance? I mean, it does work. Look, it's not working. Uh, Let me try, just out of curiosity. Let's just try Chrome. Oh, hello. Thank you, Eli, for following. Let's see if Chrome's any better. No. I wonder if its performance tools are better. Oh, they're exactly the same because it's Chromium. I should have known that. I'm using the Edge version of Chrome, so did that not work? Oh, I think I stopped it processing. No idea. Okay, don't worry about it. Thank you, Chrome. Thank you. You can go away now. Dear. All right. Okay. We need to check something in before I forget and lose all this work. So, uh, what have I done? What have I done indeed? So rendering. Okay, so that all works still. This is fine because I can always still just change the add command method to do the JavaScript interop if I want to remove this. So I'm not losing anything there. All right, let's just oh, that is a signal that the stream needs to come to an end when the sound gets worse. Let's just make sure I'm not dreaming, but I swear this was faster. So this is now back to invoking every time we do anything. Yeah, like at the start, that's definitely faster. That just C# to JavaScript transpiler. I mean, the thought did cross my mind earlier. I didn't say it, but the thought definitely crossed my mind that we could just compile this to C#, to you know the words I mean, to JavaScript. That's just remarkable how that is faster when you do lots and lots of invokes than when you do one big one initially. Like this performance is actually just about usable. So this is the one I'm definitely checking in. But yeah, we obviously didn't get to publishing tonight, and I don't kind of mind because this is relatively shameful to publish. Also, trains are white, which at some point I probably should find out why that is. Yeah, okay. Let's do this. Let's just check this in, and we'll see. I mean, they're kind of sexy in that they're not wearing any clothes, kind of. That's maybe I'm anthropomorphizing the trains a little now. It is good to know that, you know, technically this code works because, like, here it is running, and here's trains, and they go around in circles. So at least I know the code is right. It's just the JavaScript bits. Yeah. All right. Never mind. You know what? It can't always be perfect. So we'll check in what we've got. And no, trains not collide. See, trains not collide. Like, I really wanted to get on to the point where I can start doing these features, but I really, really wanted to be able to just tweet out a link to a thing and have it work and have everyone muck around with it, because yeah, all those little features, they're all on the backlog, but until people are actually using it and playing with it, coming up with more ideas, yeah. All right, anyway, I'm going to check this in. I forgot what we did there. Oh yeah, fixed a bug. That's cool. We'll see. I mean, eventually Skier is going to support WebAssembly. So that somehow means we'll be able to do all of this drawing in .NET, which maybe will work. I don't know. I guess if interop is the slow bit, then yes, that'll work. But like there's an issue for it, which I probably looked at like a dozen times. Oh, there is that Uno. The Uno guys did make it work, but it runs on top of Uno, which I'm not using. Ugh, what the? No, not that one. Where is it? This one. Excuse me. This one. Yeah. So this is not how we're planning on supporting C# in WASM. Okay, so this is, yeah, so they're gonna, you know, system threading timer is not thread safe. Try to system timer. I don't think threading is a problem because we're interoperating over to JavaScript in the browser to do the actual drawing. So I don't think it's threading. I think it's literally the interop. But I mean, it's worth a shot, maybe. Blazor extension. Yeah, I don't want. Yeah, no, I want. Come on, Matt. Work more. I'll just wait for this. Yeah, I suspect this will solve all of the problems. A running build of the required versions. Oh, hello. There are a few missing things on that build. We can now start to work more on the general WASM builds. That's interesting. Oh, no, that's a working build of C# referencing updated. Okay, fine. JS is single threaded. Yeah, so exactly. Like, so what's happening here is, and I could be wrong about this, but this is my gut feeling. So this timer is going off in .NET World, and it's is or isn't thread safe, you know, doesn't, whichever way it is, ultimately this method call ends up calling into JavaScript, which is single threaded. So whatever thread this was on no longer matters, I think. I mean, let's, yeah, you know what? Let's just try it. Why not? If it works, great. I want a new one of them. Oh, they all work differently too. Yep. Interval is 16. And we go timer dot, what is this one? Got an event, I'm guessing. Yep. Sender. And we want to do that. All right. Let's see what happens. Could work. But yeah, I suspect all the time he's actually interoperating over to JavaScript. It feels maybe a tiny bit quicker, but yeah, no, it's still, when it gets to here, there's just thousands of calls going between .NET World and JavaScript World, and I think they're all just, yeah, occupying time. I can't even draw that one. Hello, there we are. I really need a mouse down function too, because that mouse move's annoying, but that's just going to add even more weight to the to the amount of calls. It still goes around the corner smoothly, just really slowly. So, all right, that didn't work, but it didn't make it any worse. So, I suspect all of the timers would have the exact same effect, because, yeah, it's just marshalling over to JavaScript, which, I mean, that's fair. It's a tough job. I don't know how it works. I'm not volunteering to write WebAssembly. But we did fix all this stuff. So let's not quite say finished, but I'm really bad. Okay, I'm going to commit this properly. Fixed a bug where we kept translating over again. Sorry for the keyboard noises that now happen because my voice quietening software expired. Okay, so this is hooking up tools. And then the rest of this is, no, not finishing. More drawing trains with Blazor. Yes. All right, that'll do. Push it to the cloud. thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in and hanging out and all the rest of it. Yeah. Sad that I didn't get a URL I could share with you all at the end. I was kind of really hoping. I was really hoping that there'd be this URL and I'd say, hey, go here and paste these links into chat, but such is life. Yeah, thanks for hanging out, and we'll catch you next week or next time, and hopefully maybe either sort out this mess or just give up for a bit and do some fun features like collisions or something. See ya.